You're watching Christine Stoddard's New York. In this episode, an aging population leaves New York City artists in a race against time. If elder artists don't pass on their knowledge, their visions and institutions may die with them. Born between 1946 and 1964, baby boomers, the largest generation in American history, make up 20% of the population. But by 2030, their population is projected to decrease to 17% due to deaths. Even older than baby boomers are members of the silent generation, born from 1928 to 1945. Already age 78 plus and only 7% of the population, their deadline is even more urgent. Let's take a look at 3 New York artists in their golden years as they consider what's next. Meet Jeanne Fleming, age 79, Crystal Field, age 90, and Glen Heroy, age 62. Jeanne Fleming has run the Village Halloween Parade for more than 40 years. The biggest Halloween celebration in the world attracts more than 2 million people each year.
The parade is complex. It doesn't operate like most parades just on a political level or ethnic level. We're talking spirit. We're talking imagination. We're talking the soul. So there's this fascinating thing where the people who come to the parade feel they're among a tribe that they're all a part of, even though they don't know each other. And what connects them is spirit and imagination.
And it's all because of Jeanne. Unfortunately, Jeanne has yet to identify the parade's next artistic director.
So far, I haven't found me. I haven't found another me. And I'm just beginning to understand that.
One of the hallmarks of the parade is its 12-foot-tall papier-mâché puppets, a tradition started by the parade's founder, Ralph Lee, in 1973. Every year, Jeanne's 2 protégés lead a group of volunteers to make the puppets in a barn on the estate where she lives. With the puppet performance forming a small part of the actual parade, Jeanne has pulled back from puppet making over the years. This allowed her to focus on the parade as a whole.
The event is 4 hours. The puppetry that we make here is 5 minutes. So ultimately what happened is that I could do everything else. And so my role shifted from being in the workshop to being inside, writing grants.
She says that her low rent at Rokeby Farm, 2.5 hours north of New York City, allowed her to volunteer for the parade for years.
I was willing, for no money, out of the love of the work and the people and what you can give to a community. I was willing to devote my life to it. And who knows what will happen next. I think we were from a different era in a way, when people did things like that, when artists gave their time.
Yet the rising cost of living, even in rural areas, and cuts to arts funding have made Jeanne's bohemian ways less feasible for younger artists. The 1970s and 80s are often considered New York's artistic heyday. A bankrupt city led to low rent, which meant more accessible studio and rehearsal space.
The great teller of the future, Madam Know-It-All!
Madam Know-It-All, that's his love name for me. That's not my real name.
No.
Crystal Field is the executive and artistic director of Theater for the New City. She co-founded the historic Avant-Garde Theater as a team of 4 in 1971. But now she's the only member of the founding team who remains.
Things have changed over the years. I won't say that only COVID is the reason for change. There's a tremendous push away from the human being. There's a general lack of appreciation of this planet. We are digging out its entrails.
Theater for the New City might not exist had it not been founded in the 70s. Local activists and politicians, including future Mayor David Dinkins, helped the theater buy a building from the New York City Department of Sanitation when TNC's rent increased by 300%. With many theaters struggling and closing today, it's hard to imagine a similar scenario. Every year, Crystal writes and performs a one-woman musical, organizes free street theater, and takes care of countless administrative tasks that make the venue welcoming to the community. Crystal's granddaughter, Brianna Bartenieff, works in marketing for the theater, but has her own passions as a playwright.
I believe that she is still working at the age that she is because there are not many people like her left. There are not people who are as passionate and devoted as her. And it's a big thing to fill.
At only 23, Brianna expresses hesitation for assuming a job so big. It's not yet decided who will take over as director when Crystal passes. For renowned clown Glen Heroy, the answer to preserving his artistic traditions lies in formally educating the next generation. Heroy has been wowing audiences since age 12. His clowning has brought joy everywhere, from the Big Apple Circus to the pediatric floors of the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Now at 62 years old, he wants to pass on the art of clowning to the next generation. So he started the Coney Island Clown Skool, which ran its first week-long boot camp in November. Why Clown Skool?
Why? Why not Clown Skool? It's a really good time to be a clown. We need clowns now. If they can uplift the human situation, that's a good thing.
So getting kicked in the butt is one of the safer things you can do. And a lot of the time,
The Coney Island Clown Skool sold out to a mostly millennial and Gen Z crowd, pointing to interest from younger generations.
So why do you think clowning is important, relevant, or just plain fun today?
So I think it is an especially bleak time, so we need joy so much. It reminds people that rules can be broken. It reminds people to be creative, to not take what's prescribed to them, to think outside the box, to be mischievous, to break rules. And I think that is a very important skill in a bleak world.
Tell me about how this inaugural Clown Skool went.
We built the foundations of what the school is going to be. Hopefully, the old guard of clown can nurture the new class, so the history of clown is safe.
Despite its popularity, the future of the Coney Island Clown Skool remains uncertain. Currently, no plans to renew its contract with Coney Island USA have been announced. Whether these elders' traditions and institutions survive, only time will tell. I'm Christine Stoddard. Until next time.